Why did you choose to be a lawyer?
I think being a lawyer is the perfect profession for me. I don't think I knew it at the time. I lucked into it. I was a senior in college, and I realized I didn't want to be a coach or a teacher, which is what I sort of had assumed I was going to do. And so I decided to apply for law school. But then in talking with people afterwards, especially my classmates from Tolna, who I was in class with from the time I was in third grade and knew me pretty well, they explained in great detail how really there was no doubt in their mind that I was going to become a lawyer from the time I was in elementary school because, not surprisingly, I argued about everything. And I would spend my days in high school litigating with the teachers over anything that somehow I might have gotten wrong on a test, which I would contend I didn't. And so apparently it was a little bit in my DNA, even though it took me longer to realize it than anyone in my friends or my family. Nice. I like to argue.
Amen. Do you have any, what advice would you give to somebody who's just graduating high school and headed off to college, UND?
I think in thinking about this, I think about what is it that I choose to do with my life, and I often come up with two pieces of advice that I think will get you a long ways. The first one is don't ask, don't get. We're always afraid to ask for what we want because we think someone's going to say no. And the fact is they might, but then you'll be in the same position as when you started, and you certainly will never get anything if you don't ask for it. Most likely you won't just be able to do great work and have everything naturally flow to you. You have to ask. So one piece of advice is don't ask, don't get. And the other that I really like is go big or go home. Because you have to just be willing to take chances and fall flat on your face in order to have true big success. And I like to say that I have some of the most fabulous failures of anyone I know. And what I realized is it didn't kill me. I was okay. I got up, and most people forgot about them, my failures, long before I would forget about them. But it allowed me to sort of go on and take bigger chances. And so you have to be not afraid to fail and take big chances if you want to get the big things you want.
Is there a classic failure story that you have that you want to share with?
Well, some of my biggest failures probably came in the way of my personal choices. And I chose some very bad relationships. In work, I would make mistakes and be willing to own up to them. I fall down and break things all the time because I'm always trying new sports or new things. And so I think it just goes across my life in terms of, I drove through the end of my garage one time because I wasn't really paying enough attention. So I tend to do a lot of things that I characterize as failures.